With that being said, guys, welcome everybody. Welcome YouTubers. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's doing well. As you can tell, the team is here. As you can tell, viewers, well, first of all, thank you for showing up. If you wouldn't mind, please liking, subscribing, and putting on that link/bell for us to let us know that you'll be getting our shows in the future. We'd be highly appreciative of that. All right, guys. My name is Bruno/King. I have Mr. Random here with us, Chris. I got Mr. James here with us. And we have to welcome back Mr. Justin Palmer over there for the new year. Welcome back, man, to get you on the show and everything. So as you can tell, we're missing our wonderful leader, Mr. Maximo. He couldn't make it today, due to the fact he's working very, very vigorously and rigorously. Selling cocaine.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Oh yeah, he up north too.
We're gonna keep it live.
You have been moving them keys.
We're gonna keep it live. We're gonna keep it live, man. But no, he's kidding. He's actually working really hard. But you know, we're gonna save it for him in this show and everything of that nature. Continue going what we're doing. This is what episode 2795, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Fact checker, is that right?
275. Yeah, sounds about right.
Something right there.
It's the quantum zone. It's quantum zone.
Right. Quantum zone. So, in respect to our leader today, and we're missing him, we're doing a show on his most favorite subject in the world that he's not going to be opportunity to talk about. Spider-Man. No Way Home.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, just I will let you know, guys, we got some spoilers in here, and we got some reviews in here as well. But we're going to separate it for you, audience and team members as well, just so everybody informed on that. That we'll have it where we give our personal opinions on it, and we'll let everyone know within it as well that we're going towards spoiler sections also. We'll probably take a break between that time to let y'all know for that. So without a doubt, here we go, guys. I guess we'll start with you, James. We'll ask you, how did you feel about the movie? Just your personal review or personal reaction to it, without spoiling anything.
Okay. I honestly think that it was probably next to the top, not the top Spider-Man movie, honestly. That's because of, everyone they had involved in it, like, thinking about the preview of, bringing about people from the past, from the recent castings that they had in the previous movies, especially with everything going on with the multiverse and the different timelines. So seeing Spider-Man in that way, honestly, was pretty cool because it was kind of nostalgia moment, and I was wondering how they was going to bring the characters to life in this and how they was going to incorporate them into the film. I think that they did pretty well with that. Definitely with some pretty good action sequences. Honestly, some of the time I kind of wished there was even more action sequence. Like some of the fights were kind of quick to me, but I understand that if they was trying to keep everybody that they wanted to include in the movie have their little section of screen time. So they did do good on that. For most of the characters. I'll talk about that in the spoiler section for a couple of them. I was like, I don't know why this person wasn't involved a little bit more. But that said, me not knowing all the lore of it, I just know basically what I've been brought up on seeing the movies, the cartoon shows, and reading a little bit of the comics. So what I know about Spider-Man and everybody coming together. I honestly think it's definitely a must watch, especially if you like Spider-Man. If you like some of the older movies from nostalgia, them bringing back other characters, definitely a must watch. You might even want to go see it twice.
Okay.
Also, honestly, leave you wanting for more in the future, but I don't know if they're going to produce another Spider-Man movie or not. So.
All right. So from you, what was it from? I guess we'll do a range from 1 to 10. What was your rating be?
Range from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 9. I give it a 9.
High praise. All right.
Yep.
I understand. I got you on that one. So we'll go to Mr. James. Justin. How do you feel? How do you feel about the movie? Your review on it?
My honest opinion about the movie, and I'm gonna start off with the rating scale first. I'm gonna give it about 8.5 as far as entertainment wise goes. I think that the work was an incredible masterpiece and lots of cooperation between different studios, different companies. I think they did a great job giving the fans what they want. I went in thinking this was going to be a fake out, and for me, it wasn't. I was very shocked. And like James was saying earlier, sometimes I wanted the fight scenes to be a little longer, but that's a thought I had after I watched the movie. I was still mesmerized by what just happened, and I said, "Is this gonna?" Yeah, and I went with my wife. She's not a big comic book person at all, so you're not gonna get her a bunch of nerdy stuff. But she watched, and there was a point where she was like, that's that's what I remember, from a long time ago. And she was into it. She wasn't into it because it was a comic book movie. She was into it more so because of the actual story, some of the decisions the characters had to make. I mean, they had to make adult decisions. And these were some decisions where, we even talked about it after the movie. We said, well, what would you do in this instance? What would I do? She's like, that's tough. She even got emotional about it. So, it's one thing. We're nerds, and our significant others.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. Some of us in here
I just like the subject of things, all right?
Maybe there is one nerd in here, apparently. I don't know. This is getting less, Fine. Comic book watchers and readers, I guess. I don't know at this point, but I did like it. I love the cinematography too. And I'm going to talk outside of just the cinematography was great. I mean, I'm a visual snob, and I was in there and I bought it, with the, the little IMAX, all that kind of stuff. I was
same.
You went over the top. Oh, you went over the top of that date. No, all right.
When it comes to movies,
yeah, exactly.
And my daughter was in there with me too, and the same thing. When I don't want to name the specific parts, but obviously Spider-Man's gonna web sling. There was a part my daughter's like, whoa, like it was crazy. So I liked it. And one of the villains, and it's the last thing I'm gonna really say on it. One of the villains, which I thought was like an okay villain, he revised his role. And he was scary. I was sitting there thinking about, wait a minute now.
I think I know you're talking about too. We'll talk about it later in the section. I think I know you're talking
about.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely understand. I think I do. We'll come back to that definitely. Yeah. All right. So you good on your review?
Oh yeah, we're good.
All right. So I guess we'll go to you next, Mr. Random / Chris over there. What's your review on it?
I hated it.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
No. James was like, okay, all right. We can fight later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, delete. I
Speak
enjoyed
your
it.
truth.
This guy, I'm gonna block this here. Man.
I enjoyed it. I watched it. I think I watched it. Sadly, some of it was spoiled for me, because I watched it maybe like a week after it released. So some of the plot points they didn't hit as hard, but you gotta
have that social media once the new movie comes out sometimes, man.
Right. It was one of them things. It was just like I saw like a image and I'm scrolling and I'm like, huh.
Bitches. Y'all just that's what you want to say. Bitches.
No, images begin. You don't even be looking for it. Just pop up. You like, no, I just wanted to live my life,
I hate that. You be minding your business too, and all of a sudden,
yeah. You see, what made it worse was it was like, how I know most of us use Twitter or I've used Twitter. You know how Twitter is, like if someone likes it, it pops up.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was just like Twitter's like, you might like this. This picture has no likes on it.
Lord, man.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It was just all right, algorithm. See how you are.
But, algorithm, yeah. Algorithm's real though.
But then like while I was watching it, I love the sim, like as Palmer was saying, the cinematography to it was phenomenal. Like some of the effects, like special effects that they were using for like just certain parts of the movie, I was like, you know what? I might have to go back and actually watch a lot of these Disney Plus shows now. Like,
you definitely got to do that. Oh yeah,
like this movie sold me on getting Disney Plus. And if you've seen a lot of these prior episodes, I've just been like, I ain't gonna get that.
Yeah.
So it's like, Disney Plus is gonna get a month out of me soon. Like when
Hawkeye's jumping.
See? Is it really? I'm about to check it out.
Episode 1.
That's the thing. It's like they sold me on getting Disney Plus for a month, so I can catch up on all of it. I'm gonna binge it one of these days.
Oh wow,
gotcha.
Okay. You got a lot to binge in, man. You got a lot to binge. I still haven't finished. Just to jump in real quick. I still haven't finished. Is it Visions? No, it's not Visions. It's
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
No, not WandaVision. What's the one we got the alternate reality?
What if?
What if?
Marvel's
What
If.
If.
I haven't finished that yet. So
yeah. So like after watching this movie, the storytelling, you know, there was even one point when I shed a thug tear, you know, with that one, and I was like,
we're gonna talk about it. I know. We're gonna talk about
true.
it.
I'm ready to jump into that spoilers, but yeah, definitely.
It's coming. Don't worry. So what's your numerical rating on it, Mr. Random?
Out of the Marvel movies, I give it I say like a 9 out of 10.
Give it 9 out of 10. Yeah. All right.
It was very well-rounded. I'm not gonna lie. It was a very well-rounded movie.
I'm not gonna line neither. So going into my review, I would have to agree with y'all as well. It's definitely from a rating of a 9 in my standpoint. I think what only stopped me from giving it an honest 10 was that they jam-packed a lot into it. Not necessarily rushed anything into it, but they jam-packed a lot of stuff into it to complete a season of things. But without spoiling anything, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. And I really liked it because just honestly, I think Mr. Justin, you hit the nail on the head. The cinematography of it all is what honestly helped portray everything and put everything together for the movie itself. And I think what I liked also, and just even from the beginning scenes of it, where it picks up at within the movie and continues just streamlessly, is what I really liked about it as well. And so the cinematography of it, the way it was written, and it was cohesive. Nothing was all over sporadic or you couldn't understand what was going on. But it was a movie where you could honestly, like you were saying as well, Justin, bring somebody that hadn't seen any of the movies and still be like, I get it. It's a good one. So that's my review of it, because I really do want to jump into the spoilers of it all. And so with that being said, from this section going forward, I know we're at Mr. Random, but we can go ahead and label this part here the end of the review section and get right into the spoilers of it all.
I would like to say they're going to be timestamps, so you can skip past the spoilers once we're done with them.
And there we go. And that's where you see we're getting better with this YouTube. We're getting better at YouTube YouTube/podcast/team as well, to make sure that we're giving the content viewers what they want as well. So we're not spoiling anything for them. But here comes the middle part of everything going on here. So I'm not going to start with me first, because like I said, I don't want to spoil things, but if we go down the line and what we talk about as far as spoilers go, my favorite actual aspect of this movie was honestly the continuation and the accumulation of all the movies all together,
right?
Coming to an ending point of it all. And just to give a quick synopsis of my idea why I liked it all and to spoil it all. And I think Justin, me and you were on the same page here. They redeemed so many villains in this one movie. I thought it was really dope about that. And seeing, honestly, the biggest one for me, I think you might agree with Justin, is going to be Electro.
I knew Jamie Foxx. He was the best part of the movie, almost, besides Defoe. Is his name William Defoe?
William Defoe.
Yeah. But that's just,
but he killed that character. Boy,
William Defoe is gonna. He's just him. That's all you really put. He's just him.
So like he's just him, but he still did it so well. I was like, but this man right here, he's good.
For me, it was William Defoe's character, because when he did that, when he had the purple hood over, I was like, there it is. There it is. Yep. I was
when his face changes and like he just jumps straight into the character, like you don't even see the switch, like it's just seamlessly automatic. You're like, yo, who's the bad guy here? You know, oh yeah, I'm all good. Yeah. Aha. That's it. Yeah.
The power bomb. I mean, he was beating Spider-Man the hell up.
The bricks to floors.
Man.
Multiple floors. You see Spider-Man go one floor. This man
I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I saw the Batista bomb, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Help him. Somebody. He needs help.
Somebody help him.
He needs some milk.
He beat the smack up the first Spider-Man. Honestly, he just got
Look at him.
Oh. Yeah. He got the first Spider-Man he beat the crap out of, in his own movie. He really got tricked into getting beat. That Spider-Man never really beat him. He beat himself. And so he came back, finished. I felt like he could have took all three Spider-Men by himself, because remember, they were fighting all the villains. It was 3 against 5 or 6 or whatever. And all of a sudden he comes in, he jams Doctor Strange's magical box. So not only can he fight weapons, he can fight magic. This guy is good. It was insane. I was super impressed.
He's super smart in the first place, so that looked like matched perfectly or seamlessly with a villain. He killed it. Like he killed it. Like you see this humble guy that's smart and want to help. Next thing you know, he's as ruthless as you get. Oh, who you think I'm going to kill? I'm going to kill who's going to hurt you the most, sir.
But that's the thing though, because he was humble. It's just he had personality issues. You know, he was a break.
We keep talking about this, but we do not address it. No, but back to Electro, because we did get a little sidetracked there. The Electro character, I didn't like the Amazing Spider-Man series. I did like the fights, but I did not like the characters. I love Jamie Foxx as a musician. I love him as an actor. I thought that it was a great role for him to take, but it was bad. It was corny. They poked fun at it in the movie. Like, didn't you have to comb over and all that kind of stuff? It was so bad.
I like that. And that's another subject. That's another subject we can talk about too. As
like,
far as,
I'm glad they talked about him like looking better. I'm glad they incorporated like, yo, you look different. Yes, you do look a lot different. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the movie poked fun at itself. And that's what I think made it so much fun as well, because the ability for Disney / Marvel for them to bring everything together for these three different series or different seasons, bring them all together. Yeah, and Sony and all to bring them all together was that they, like I said earlier, they finished it all, and I think that's where they redeemed the villains as well for this, and even the series themselves, because I think it's really interesting how, like we were saying, there are some of us that didn't like how the Amazing Spider-Man was portrayed as far as Andrew Garfield went, and he redeemed himself too in this movie too. To be honest,
he was my favorite in the movie. He was funny off the bat. I think this suffices. I'm Spider-Man.
Yo, man, I think
you see how emotional he was though in some of the scenes. Like I think he had more emotion than everybody in the movie. Like some of the scenes.
And you think about that too. He redeemed himself by saving MJ.
Yes,
he didn't save Gwen Stacy. I think
he almost kissed it too. Tom Holland's like,
hey,
what the hell you doing, boy?
Is that where you cried at, Chris?
Nah.
No. Okay, all right.
It was a good redemption story. Like pretty much that it was a story of redemption.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3 because of the way he acted in it. I didn't like the list, but I thought he's annoying to look at for me. But I would like a 3 with some type of maybe Venom.
I don't know if we need a 3, because I guess even them poking fun at the fact that it was supposed to be a Sinister Six somehow. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make assumptions. I think if there was a part 3, it would be a Sinister Six version that would have been there, if that makes sense, because they had already had Green Goblin, they had Electro, Rhino showed up at the end. I think there was a Doc Ock screen shown on.
Rhino showed up at the end.
Yeah, Rhino. The Rhino showed up in also in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with what's it called?
Okay, in that movie.
So he was saying. So Justin was saying he wanted an Amazing Spider-Man 3, but the Sinister Six would have eventually shown up because you had Lizard, you had Rhino, you had Green Goblin, Electro. Who?
Vulcan was in the
he was. Vulcan wasn't there.
We're talking about Vulcan
in Homecoming, because the first one is Vulcan. The Vulture.
Oh, Raven.
Vulture.
No,
Vulture. Yeah, no. What I was saying was
you're talking about Andrew Garfield's.
I'm talking about Andrew Garfield's. You said you wanted part 3, right?
Yes, I do want part 3.
My opinion was that if they were to do a part 3, it would include the Sinister Six of his universe. So his universe would have been the Rhino, the Lizard, Green Goblin, Electro, and they showed Octopus's tentacles, and they also had a Scorpion costume in there too. So that's why I was saying. That's why I was saying I could see it going in that direction if they were to do it that way.
But see, for me, I think this movie might have been the best representation, or best way they could have did the Sinister Six, even though there was only 5 of them.
I can agree. Yeah.
Some people said the sixth member was the tree, but
the tree that he brought in is like, how did you get it? Yeah, maybe they thought about it, but it didn't work out for them. That'd be funny.
Yeah,
it was like, that's what got me. It was like they did some I liked what I saw, and that to me was like, because they still have the Sinister Six set up in the No Way Home universe, I think.
You would be right, because Vulture's there. Well, let's see, because Vulture's there. Then you have let me stop lying here.
Shocker.
You're right. Shocker. He's there. Man, I'm thinking about it now. I know they're there. I just can't think who would be in the Sinister, who would be in it because this is another subject we talk about too. The Osborn Company isn't in this version of Spider-Man's universe.
Yes.
Oscorp.
Yep.
I was really surprised about that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I was trying to defend that with someone else recently, where I was like, maybe he's not born yet. But then I'm sorry, he didn't come to fruition yet. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, because he would have been there if it would have been for MJ.
And they finally addressed it because they were like, he was like, yo, my son doesn't even exist in this universe.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he was homeless. Like it was a whole thing. I really think that the Venom part too, that was very interesting because I just read recently that Venom may not have been there because of Doctor Strange's, magic thing. Like it's a whole theory. I went down a rabbit hole with that.
Oh, did you?
Because the guy was talking about Venom in the last movie. I saw that right before the Spider-Man movie, which it was great. I wasn't a super fan of the first one, but the second one I did like. The Venom is saying, hey, he has a wealth of knowledge from multiple universes or whatever, and then he goes into
yeah, the hive mind.
Yep. And then a piece of Venom is left in this universe, right? And so it may not be all together. And when you look at what Venom is watching when he is into the universe, it's when Spider-Man has the reveal from Mysterio or whatever. So the time may be altogether different. Because remember, he was asking about people disappearing and coming back 5 years, all this
Avengers
stuff.
and all this type of stuff too.
The snap.
I need to know how this Venom plays into this universe. And if we remember how the last Venom movie went, the last Venom turned into the Carnage symbiote. So if Spider-Man was to take this Venom multiverse universe symbiote, anyway, I'm going off a tangent here. What kind of Spider-Man do we get? Do we get the Spider-Man we think we get? Do we get Spider-Man at all? Or is the next Spider-Man going to be a Venom movie? And Andrew Garfield was talking about he doesn't want to be Spider-Man for a long time. He's like, if I'm still Spider-Man in X amount of years, I've done something wrong.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Yep. So I'm thinking too, eventually he changes different roles. I mean, Marvel and other people have talked about, how the universe might center around Tom, kind of like the way DC wants to center around the Flash,
I thought it's going to center around possibly Doctor Strange, though. Because he's connected to all the multiverses.
Right.
Yes.
All the time.
That makes sense. And so just to bring it back about the review, I think just even still staying on topic of even the villains in it, I think it's very interesting. They give a nod in a certain way to Hobgoblin too. If no one caught that question that Ned asked Garfield. No, not Garfield. Was it Garfield asked? My bad. Tobey Maguire. He asked Tobey Maguire, who was your best friend? He said, well, he died in my hands, so he tried to kill me. And he was like, will I try to kill him?
Yeah. Now, I just want to let you know I would never kill you. Like, that was like,
right. And so for the people,
Garfield's like,
you got to get one of these? Like, okay.
Right. And so for the people that may not, right. So for the people that may not know, Ned is actually the Hobgoblin in comic book lore. And so because of that fact, I think it's interesting that when Spider-Man erased everyone's memory of him, what might happen to him once he gets older.
Oh,
the thing is though, Ned Leakes was the Hobgoblin, then they did some stuff, and then no longer the Hobgoblin. I think they might have made him back into the Hobgoblin.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's there's so many different there are so many different Easter eggs that's in the movie itself. I thought it was really interesting. But even
what about what he was able to do magic? What about
the magic? Yeah,
Hobgoblin wasn't a magic.
Huh?
Hobgoblin wasn't a magic user. Yeah. Demo Goblin.
No. Hobgoblin wasn't a magic user. No. So you're probably thinking of Demo Goblin, James. And the Demo Goblin came around during Maximum Carnage's reign within the comic books. I remember playing that game religiously on Super Nintendo.
See,
but I went back and read the comics too. Huh?
That was a good one right there.
Marvel is really making it so that these Asians kind of seem to have all the magic powers right now. So right now we got the one from Doctor Strange, and then we got Ned, they're all in that same universe, and the ring people.
So
They're all,
yeah, and that was pretty funny.
yeah, we're getting into that dangerous territory where
Yeah.
like all the black people have electrical powers across.
Well,
Hey,
we
you
got
stop that right
technology
now.
'cause
You
Wakanda.
stop that right now.
We got Wakanda.
You stop
Right.
that right now.
This is
we're not
crazy.
getting race baiting here, right?
No.
I was saying
Static
was
Shock,
that
Black Vulcan.
the other thing
No,
I was
I think-
thinking about that, like we say electrical power, and how like Electro loved Iron Man's core.
Mhm.
Didn't Disney or somebody or Marvel cast a girl to be the next Iron
Ironheart.
Man?
Ironheart. Yeah, she's
Ironheart,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah, she's coming. Mhm.
Right.
Henry Williams.
Right.
But
And
that
then
was
Black Panther is going to be the same thing. It's going to be the black girl. Maybe she might be the next one. I forgot what her name is.
No.
Well, they got casting issues. They got casting issues going on right now.
Yeah.
With Black Panther.
I was gonna say too though, the Spider-Man movie had a lot of good Easter eggs, like Feast, which I think Feast came around in the video games,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was a nod to the video games. The Easter egg that Jamie Foxx, he's like, I wonder if there's a black, Spider-Man in one of these universes.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Miles. Yeah, okay. I hear you.
Because
Really good. It was really good. It was really good. I think the tearjerker for me was Aunt May though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
That
that was
was
it?
just.
I was like, how you gonna do that to her?
Yeah, like she's all good and everything. I was like, yo, we already know this is about to happen. Everybody prepare yourselves.
But
I
that
know,
was-
man. I
All
know.
calm and everything. She's like, I don't feel right. They're like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
That was the spoiler for me. I'm sitting there going through Twitter. I'm
I was
like,
just-
Oh, that was a spoiler for
Yo,
you?
that's what I was like.
what?
I gotta go watch it. I gotta go watch
Ah,
this now. I don't know what else is gonna get spoiled.
I thought you were
You
gonna see
already,
like
you already got me with this one.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's like,
That was
Man.
a spoiler.
But like you said, James, it was just so. She was so amped up and everything. Like everything was just fine. She was
this
all up
guy
trying to
is
help you
real.
and everything, and she
Ain't
said,
no way. I was like,
Let
ain't
me-
no way, bro.
let me take my breath. And I was like,
You guys
God
really-
dang it.
What?
God dang-
What?
God dang it.
No,
You
I'm
gotta
like,
take a breath.
oh.
it's like Uncle Ben again.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Look, I don't. Did it end the same way as it ended in the comics? Like, because he should have just killed the Goblin. Yo, forget it. Should have just killed the Goblin.
No, you gotta remember, man. This is what I was gonna say. This is a different timeline. So you got to put in consideration when she said the line, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah,
She wasn't the one supposed to be saying that. It was supposed to be his grandfather that said that.
that's why.
I'm sorry, not
Uncle
not
Ben.
grandfather, but it's Uncle Ben. I'm sorry.
Uncle Ben,
Uncle Ben.
right? Uncle
Right.
Ben, and that's when they all came. When all the Spider-Men showed up, and he was like, "Hey, it was Uncle Ben in my timeline, right?"
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Can I address something?
Go ahead.
Why do you keep killing off Aunt May? Like in the comic books and the video game, they just keep killing her off. Like, yo, y'all like Aunt May? Like,
I don't know, man. I
they
just
gonna kill her
don't
off
know.
everywhere, huh?
That's the same problem Batman's parents have. It's just gonna go down.
They
gotta
might
see
make
it.
it this
My
time.
goodness.
Nah, y'all ain't gonna make it.
Man, but I tell you, I think the, but I also thought about and just we're talking about spoilers and reviews of the movie. I was trying to really figure out why Tobey Maguire didn't realize that James Jonah Jameson is the same person in his reality.
Yes.
I was really trying to figure that out. I was like, James Jonah Jameson is the same person in this reality, just like the one in his reality.
Oh, you
I
talking
was
about Sam? No.
JJ. James Jonah Jameson,
Yeah.
the
It's the
reporter.
same guy. And like,
He's the same
yeah,
guy from the Tobey Maguire version.
Right, you're right. Yeah.
So
you're right.
it kind of made me think if Tobey Maguire had seen him, I imagine he probably saw him on TV. He was like, he resembles somebody I know. Just want to. I wish they would have given a nod to that at least and be like, he's the same person in my reality.
if they do a deleted scene, he's probably gonna pop up. Do you know
You
what?
think so?
Supposedly, Miss Marvel was supposed to be in this one.
What it's talking about in this movie? In this movie
Yeah,
here?
she was in the concept art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
They had her in
I
the
think,
concept art for it.
what was that? What was I going to say? I think this, as far as the review goes for this movie, it's interesting. They made it, not necessarily made it, but it's always a team for Spider-Man within his, and I think it works out for him because of the fact that he's still a teenager and being a teammate with somebody such as Doctor Strange in this one. Then the previous one, he was with Fury, and then the one before that, he was with Iron Man. It shows that he had mentors, but then when he erased everyone's idea, he erases a thought from everybody. No one remembers who he is now and what they did to help him. And so at the end of the movie when he puts on his new suit, you're just like, damn, he's really by himself now. There's nothing else that he like. People are going to be like, where the hell he come from? But this whole time, even with and putting in consideration, even with the blip and the snap, no one remembers him, but they'll see videos of him if they have evidence of him being in, like in the Endgame war or even the Civil War.
I think they deleted him from he's deleted from all memory and evidence.
Right.
Like Peter Parker is.
I guess that would make sense. I didn't think about that. I was thinking just as far as memory wise went.
I think
if they had actual video of him though, because now it's gonna make me think on. It's gonna make me think on what happens going forward if they're gonna acknowledge him, for like a Civil War or anything of that nature.
See, and I think that's the thing. It's gonna be the trick. I think he's gonna be remembered as Spider-Man, but Peter. No one's gonna remember Peter.
Know who the main person is? Yeah, they're not gonna know who he is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. You're right on that.
Yeah, because in Endgame or whatever, he grabbed didn't he grab the gauntlet? Like he was like a main part of that fight. So
yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, I like the original suit. So it was cool to see. It had a little shine on it, but it was kind of sad too, because I'm still going there crowded room, but still lonely kind of thing. So I am interested to see what they do with that moving forward. And I think it gives a little bit of room for Sony to not include him, or I mean, it's a very good potential factor there. I mean, they may not have to share him like that. So
right.
I think they still want to, but at the same time, they're jumping to the end credits. I wonder if that's going to have something to do with bringing him back into the MCU, because I think he signed back into the MCU.
Is he called Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, because this where I'm going with it too is like the Spider-Verse is opening up. We're getting a Craven movie, we're getting the Morbius movie. All these are movies I don't want to see. So I think we have room, for different.
How could you not? Sorry, my bad. I'm not wrong. I feel like everybody wants Craven to come out though.
I'm anti-villain movies. I don't want to see movies.
Well, Morbius isn't a villain.
Shut your mouth, then, buddy.
Morbius isn't a villain.
Yeah, Morbius is a villain. Yeah.
No, he was one of his allies. He was one of Peter Parker's allies.
He did some villainous stuff. Well, he's not a villain to you guys, but you know what? He sucks people's blood and stuff like that.
First of all, you're wrong about that. You get your facts right. He sucks plasma, not blood.
He's a Punisher character. He's a Punisher character.
Exactly.
He's punishing people for sure.
Yeah,
I think you need your plasma. I think you can do it. Wherever he's sucking.
Some of it,
well, I'm gonna tell you now. When they do the crossover movie with Morbius and Blade, if they ever do it, it's gonna be dope.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I know. I'm just saying. I can hope, right? I can hope, right?
I'm gonna
be dope when they do it
because of who the actor is playing Morbius. I don't see you getting too many movies with him in it.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Yeah,
he's definitely an acquired taste. He's he's an acquired taste.
I like his music. I used to listen to his music back in the day. I like that.
I'm a fan of his music, but he's a habitual liar, knowingly.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
There
he's open, and when it seems to him coming to movies, he's one of those types of people he'll sign up for 1 or 2 movies. I can't see him signing on for a whole bunch of them.
He doesn't age. He's the perfect vampire character. Especially for a guy.
You sure about that? He doesn't age.
Look, he looks young.
The question I got was going through the Morbius preview. Is Venom really in it? How does that tie in? Is that how Venom got into the movie?
What do you mean?
In a preview of the Morbius movie, in the dark, I could have sworn I heard Venom talking. But is that not Venom when he was in the alleyway?
Oh, I'm not gonna say what happened. I'm not sure.
That's the thing. But they have a conundrum with the whole Morbius, Venom, and Spider-Man, because I'm pretty sure Vulture's in one of those movies also.
Vulture ends up being in the Morbius movie.
So that's the thing. They're all supposed to take place in different universes. I'm like, I don't know.
Not the Morbius movie. It takes place in the current timeline. Because Vulture.
Sony's movies are supposed to really deal with the MCU besides Spider-Man. So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
I got you.
We gotta take a break though.
All right. So we gotta take a break in a minute, guys. We're gonna come back to this though, all right? We'll take a quick break from our sponsors.
Viagra, the best the man can get.
We're back, guys. As you can tell, we're back here. We got Mr. Justin, who's 59 years old over there, is facing the camera. You got to back up a little bit.
Man,
how you use this thing? How you use this thing? I just don't.
You see me? They got a breast.
You want them there, TikTok boy.
We've been doing a lot of talking about the characters and everything that the movie. I think one of the things that we should talk about too is some of the things that are going on. All right, as he's spinning his.
Well, y'all know what I'm doing.
Sorry. Some of the movies, as far as the reviews go and everything of that nature, I really did like the movie for what it was worth, though. Honestly, like I said, the cinematography, the fight scenes as well, the teamwork between the team also, and even the character developments of such as the character development of Green Goblin and Norman Osborn, how he came about too. His whole new tech design, or his whole new his design, the way it became the Green Goblin within the movie itself again, I thought was really dope.
I don't think anyone's touching that anytime soon.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think so either. Like I said, it just came out of nowhere, especially with he had actual hood. I'm so glad they redeemed him in that fashion as far as the design went from his other movie. And I was like, thank the fucking heavens. Because ain't no way he's like a damn green. He had like a green Martian in the first one. It's so crazy. It was crazy, man. And I think
Super
just
Sentai suit. Yeah.
And I think
he looked like a Power Rangers villain. For sure.
He actually did, for sure.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, how he just came out of nowhere. He definitely took the trophy of the acting for the movie. Besides Garfield, in him being very emotional, in touch with his emotions. Yeah.
Yes. The top two best actors.
You think so? I think I don't know. You just had a lot of good actors in that movie, man. To be honest.
Dude, I was just thinking of like when I seen previously and what was happening in this current movie overall. Like,
I like Doc Ock's acting. Like he was one of them.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that, man. He did a really good job as far as redeeming himself too, though, because he really thought he was in control of himself. And then to have the I thought the nanotech suit was really the nanotech was pretty interesting. And then when it took over his tentacles, he was like, "Oh, this is pretty dope." And then he just shut off his own tentacles. He was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah.
His tentacles were scary. I mean,
right.
Oh my God, they did a great job of showing the fear. But I mean, they were going up through the bridge.
They
did a good job.
And that scene was honestly great. And how Spider-Man had the spider webs everywhere to save everybody, like while still getting knocked on the ground, like because he was getting beat up for a little while. Like if it wasn't for his nanotech morphing with the suit, he was kind of dead to rights, like right through the heart or right through the center of the chest. So,
Can we actually? And I guess within the review of the movie too, can we actually talk about how Spider-Man was actually a villain himself in this movie?
Oh yeah,
touch on that too.
Oh yeah,
he was really a villain himself. Definitely.
Spider-Man caused everything.
What he did to Doctor Strange, my issue was that now you're on Jonah Jameson's side, James. No, when Spider-Man left Doctor Strange in that universe, that to me, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You don't know if you can get him out. Like you shouldn't do anything if you don't know if you can undo it. That was very reckless.
For
me. I didn't like that.
That's the thing is, all of his decisions were reckless. He had not one non-reckless decision.
Yeah,
because
that's why he showed
way home, right? Strange, he was like, "You didn't even think of calling these people?"
Right? Yeah, you like, no, you call me sir. You call me sir now. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I was like,
now he's pissed.
Cumberbatch is. I feel like watching Cumberbatch watching Cumberbatch's acting, because the consistency of him being an asshole is consistent through all of his acting, man. It's just so funny, but he switches on how to be an asshole in so many different ways. But him being Doctor Strange, I feel like fits him perfectly. He's just like, look, you want this magic trick or not, man? You want me to do the sorcery or not? Because you're fucking up my whole spell right now.
Who we do this shit?
I was like, yo, who says that? And I was like, he threw that shit right in there. I was like, yo, perfect.
Right. I think the thing for me with Tom Holland, it shows the fact that how much he's growing within himself as well within the movie. And I think what made it even better was the fact that it was just going back to what I was saying earlier, the seamlessness, the streamlessness of the movie, the streaming of the movie from part 2 into part 3, where they picked right up where they left off.
Like, it was like a week after, like literally right there. I was like, that's
right.
Crazy. That's great.
Yeah, and they came right into that. They came in right into that part where he was just like, man, he gave me who I was, and everybody knows who I am now. And then having to protect himself even from Mysterio's actions still affecting him at that current moment in time. And then Doctor Strange trying to help him out also. It's just it's crazy, man. He like I feel like Doctor Strange is trying to help him, but Doctor Strange also put himself in a little bind as well as trying to help him also dealing with black magic he shouldn't have messed with in the beginning anyway. So but everyone is at fault.
Mm-hmm. Right. But then at the end of the movie, when they had the next preview, they go back to what's it called again?
What If?
The
Marvel's What If, mm-hmm. And you see the darker version of Doctor Strange. And I was like, oh, look how they tied this in. So he already knows he can make some decisions that shouldn't be made.
I don't think that's him though. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Thomas. That is the what if version of Strange is the one that he's seeing. So I think that's like you were talking about earlier.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He can make. It's showing that he can make those type of decisions, like the decisions that like kind of off the rails or sketchy. Like, hey, you're messing with the fabric of time right now, which is showed in this movie, and it shows that he could potentially go a little bit further. Even when he was joking about like not remembering the dinner party or whatever happened, it's like, hey, did you actually perform memory wipe spell? Like, hold on now.
Yeah, that is interesting. And we forgot somebody. We went past it, but we were on Electro and how we really liked, that character. Mm-hmm. I would like to see him in a movie again, but he still played a very super typical villain. I just want to do bad shit kind of stuff, but I would like to see more of him now that we have a better fleshed out character, more likable character, more fun. I like what he said about Miles Morales, because I was looking for Miles Morales in this movie, and that's one reason too. I'm not sure if we're going to see Peter Parker, Tom Holland that much longer. I'm thinking we're going to get some type of maybe because I know the animated series is doing very well. I'm looking forward to the next Spider-Verse, but I'm thinking eventually we get some introduction of Miles Morales or Spider-Gwen to continue, and Tom Holland takes more of a background role, like a Spider-Man and Friends role, because it looks like we're going with this whole multiverse direction, and that's not just Marvel itself. It looks like that's the way DC wants to go to. That's the popular trend.
I think one thing we're forgetting about is they're doing the what's it? Spider-Man Year One is coming out for Disney Plus.
Did they cancel? Did they cancel? Which movie did they? I mean, what show did they cancel? Was it a movie or a show that they canceled?
I think it was a show that got canceled.
9 times out of 10, probably a show. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, Spider-Man freshman year. They're
because Year One is like a DC.
Yeah,
thing.
They're doing Spider-Man freshman year. Remember, that's in production. So I think that's an animated one, but that might be where it might carry on between after No Way Home. It makes more sense for it to come out now, because it's like we're like, what are they gonna do? I was like, oh, now this makes perfect sense. It's
freshman being as in college, right?
Yeah, so
I got you.
And so that way. Will the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will they expect the audiences to be caught up from Spider-Man from freshman year?
They already did. They already did, because think about it. They referenced WandaVision at the end of Homecoming or end of No Way Home.
Yes.
They're already tied in. What If is now canon. So I'm sitting here like I've been saying for a lot of these, like, I don't plan on watching any of these things. Now I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's not What If in at the end. Like, I was like, all right, I'm sold now. Let me go back and finish What If. But I watched that episode with Doctor Strange though, so I seen it.
I did too.
I know exactly who that is.
Yes, that was a good episode, and I'm not a Doctor Strange fan, Dr. Voodoo, none of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And so just to bounce back what you were saying earlier, though, Justin, as far as with Electro,
Yeah.
I feel like he with Spider-Man wanting to help all the villains, because even though trying to do the right thing, and what's that cliche-ish phrase? Good intentions, the road to hell are paved with good intentions, or something of that nature. So him doing something of that nature and trying to help out everybody, I feel like Jamie Foxx / Electro, all the villains were ailed with some kind of illness, as mental illness, some form or fashion. And so Green Goblin getting into everyone's head saying that you should do this and that, he said, you don't need to be changed. We're just fine the way we are. Getting into his head that way, and then seeing the whole thing, like he had maybe 10 seconds left and rip it off. Me just like, no, fuck this, let's do this, guys. Going villain. Yeah. I liked that. I liked the fact he went to that suspense, into that as well. And then you had the Lizard who was playing coy when he knew he wasn't going to change himself anyway, because he knew he was like, nope, I already know this is going to go.
But you think that's the next step in evolution. He still had that thought in his mind.
That's the thing, though. The Lizard set it off jump. He was like, I'm just coming along.
Yep.
Yeah. I would just go ahead and stay in the freaking truck. It's crazy. He's like, I'm not part of this. You're not about to get me. He already had that plan. He was waiting for it to backfire. Yeah. He's like, I'm waiting for this to backfire.
Spider-Man's senses. He had to deduct what's going on and who. I'm glad he was correct, but that was a scary, suspenseful part, because I mean, all of them are bad. Like,
looking around like, who about to hit me? Yo, who about to get me?
Were they all bad at that part?
I thought they all were going to get jumped. I felt bad for May. I was like, you don't have any powers.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that's where he wanted to go. He's like, yo, go, please go.
I don't think they're all. I think the only person who wasn't bad at that part might have been Doc Ock.
You know the one? No, well, I think what he's saying is the only one he had, the one who had the most. What's
you didn't know who was going to swing on.
The killer intent. The killer intent in that room was Green Goblin.
Yeah.
At that point in time. So that's why when his spider sense was going off, and then when he hit him, with the spider, when he was like, "You and that goddamn sense of yours, man." He was like, "You and that sense of yours." That's you know what? I might go see it again. I might just go see it again, guys.
And when Doctor Strange tried to take the thing,
what do you say?
Doctor Strange trying to take the thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he knocked it out of this. Like, yo, that threw me. I was like, I guess that's a useful ability.
It must be.
He was literally asleep, and his body was like, "Yo, man, I still got this. I'm on autopilot right now." I was like, "The hell? You be killed in your sleep? Looks like not. Maybe not."
So the power might be biological. You know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the power of friendship.
You know what? There's a good episode. Talk down.
Fixing villains is my ninja way. You
know what? That's what I do. Like, you try to do that talk no jitsu, and they're like, "Shut up."
He's like, "Oh, that's cool, but I don't." Isn't it crazy how Spider-Man? Isn't it crazy how Spider-Man beat Doctor Strange in his own universe? That was crazy. I was like, "Yo, you know how good you got to be at math to pull that off?"
But that's the thing. A lot of people forget Spider-Man's he's a scientific genius. He's on the level of Iron Man. Like, so. Yeah. So once he realized it was math in it, he's like, "Oh, this is just math."
Right.
It was a wrap.
Yeah.
It was a wrap.
Yeah.
Right.
He is a talk no jitsu user, though. And now that we think about it, it's a different type. Right? Because he makes the jokes, and the villains are like, "Come on, man, just shut up, man. We're trying to fight." Hold on.
He thought he gonna pull one of them Naruto things. Like, I'm gonna just talk him out of it. They're like, "We can kill your aunt."
Nah.
That would have been cool though if they would have did a move with the 3 Spider-Mans. Like, one showed up and then all of a sudden another one popped out of nowhere because they didn't knew he was coming, like a shuriken, like just come out of nowhere.
Oh.
Like, yo. Now they're crazy. Like, when he was fighting the Goblin, Garfield just jump up out of the end and just punch him over top of his head. Like, where the heck you come from? And I even use behind him. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff there. But
you know what? I would like to see, like, I was torn at the end because I said, man, I love seeing these 3 together. It's very fun, very campy. And I was like this, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think we can keep making movies with all 3 of them like that. It might cheapen what just happened, but I wanted to see it at the same time because I enjoyed it so much. They're all funny. You're amazing. And, all this kind of shit, old man Spider-Man, Toby, that was killing me, but He was definitely old. I saw a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, but we can all agree the best punchline in that whole movie would go as Andrew Garfield going, so you gonna get changed, or you gonna keep looking like a church school pastor or something like that?
Yeah, cool, you pastor. Yeah. I wanted to see. I was curious because he asked it right when I was thinking because they're about to go.
That was good
Time
timing.
had not changed.
Yep.
He was really digging the H&M fit, you know.
I was crying. I was crying, dog.
Yo, I thought it was funny too when they asked where his web came from. I was like, yo, so where does your web come from? Like, yo, can you tell us? I was like, whoa. He was like, this is going into dangerous territory right here. We know we can't do this in this movie.
Do you ever get web blockage?
Hold on.
Like those scenes were probably the most funniest scenes I have seen in a while.
Yeah,
I was laughing.
Do you remember when he accidentally shot? I'm not sure if anybody caught it because I was laughing and I didn't hear anybody else laughing. But Spider-Man 1, Toby shoots Garfield in the face on accident with a spider, and he goes, "Oh, nasty!" You know, because at first like, "Oh, I'm not making fun of you," but when that shit was on him,
I want to see the face.
This came outside of you, so you make it. How do you make it? So then the question
everyone else that do chemicals,
where do you store it? Where do you store the web? Where do you store the web at? Can you
hilarious,
explain?
man. I mean, it's a fair question though. It's a fair question. I get it, man.
It can't. His arms are still small. So like, what is it intertwined in his vein? Like, where does he store that?
Sugar.
Yeah, I want to see Man Spider too. They gotta bring Man Spider to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You're asking for too much though, right there. You're asking for too much, man.
He might make it into the animated one. I can't see him in the cinematic universe. Question: where do y'all think they're gonna go with some of the Spider-Man stuff? Do you think these three will end up in to that new Miles movie?
Secret Wars. I think.
I
know. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna. Now we're getting out of the review of it, but I don't know. I think for me, putting those three into the multi-universe would cheapen that specific animated movie, if that makes sense. Like I feel like they already have a brand going on with Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy already as Gwen Stacy, right? But I feel like they would cheapen it if they were throwing them in there. And don't get me wrong, like if they're in maybe like maybe 3 minutes or so, not much time, or maybe like at last end scene to do something like that, but to have them in there all together throughout the movie, I feel like we're cheating. That's my personal opinion though.
Cause I've heard that they're also going to put the video game one's going to be in that one.
Oh,
his suit was already in it once.
Yeah,
his suit was in the first one.
I want to see Madam Web come in too. I'm sorry, I missed Madam Web. That was stuff. I loved some Madam Web.
That was pretty. The animated series was pretty good. I think if they, in my personal opinion, they did something like that, I wouldn't mind seeing a spectacular Spider-Man version within that one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's me too. We're on the same page.
Now I'm not gonna know what I do, and just I guess to wrap up the review of everything and ending the review on the end of the movie, back end of it. That whole scene with Doctor Strange performing the last spell to cast and seeing all the shadows and everything and the backgrounds, everything cracking back together. Yeah. I just imagine somewhere within, if we were to see it, I would just imagine that we would probably see something of a quantum realm or something of that nature, or even the one that He Who Remains, something of that nature from the Loki movie. Not movie, but Loki show. How they probably intertwine at that. I could probably imagine or just think long term or short term, where maybe at that same point in time where Doctor Strange made that cast that magic spell right there, where Loki at his point in time was having that same thing going on, where the skies are opening up with the timelines popping up. If that makes sense, I would love just to see if they did that, or if it's somehow intertwined in that form or fashion. I think it would be a dope idea. Or maybe it did happen. We just don't know.
Maybe season 2. Yeah. They should reference it in season 2.
I think they will, because we've seen a lot of those intertwined with the first Avengers movie. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for any shows that people haven't seen yet here, but yeah, they showed one and it was very cool. With one I just watched recently, we saw it in Loki.
What show?
Yeah, show.
I said which show?
Was it the What If show?
No, and Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye. Okay, yeah. All right, don't forget. Oh, yeah. Don't
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta watch
watch
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I gotta watch Hawkeye. And so does Chris now.
Man, and
I was
then
sleeping
remember
on
Loki.
Hawkeye. I ain't gonna lie, I was sleeping on Hawkeye. So
I don't know why y'all be sleeping on Hawkeye. Best
Our
Avenger.
favorite is in there. Y'all know what I'm talking about from the group chat.
Don't get me wrong.
You know who I'm talking about.
The Avengers have lost every battle Hawkeye wasn't in.
Yeah. Hey, facts.
hey,
Really?
Feelings not facts, not feelings.
now I'm thinking about it, and I was like, huh.
They've lost every battle that Hawkeye's have been in. I remember reading that. I remember reading that theory, and I was like, he's actually they're spitting facts though. I can't fight that. I just can't debate it because Hawkeye keeps the team together because he's like technically, well, him and Black Widow technically it's just him though because he has a family. He's the one to keep the team together apparently because of his opinions and his ways. But yes, but sorry. Go ahead, Justin. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
Oh no. Yeah, no, that's the thing. We saw that Loki, they blended from the Avengers movie, So I think we're gonna keep going back to these scenes and they blend it, and I would love to see that because I need to screenshot that because there was a lot of villains and whatnot they showed, in that little purple wave that was trying to get together, and I think they could have done a better job with that. That was too, but still,
I liked it. I feel like it did its purpose. I feel like I liked it.
It is purpose, but it took away from all the realism and all the other cool stuff they did when they showed you going to the Doctor Strange universe, whatever that is, when Spider-Man's fighting them. That looked more like, oh my god, that's what a multiverse would look like to me. When we see this purple band and you
don't go into it, you just see it on the skyline. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanted to see like we actually start seeing them peeking out or trying to come through. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Because all you see is just like white figures and they're moving like, yeah, we're coming.
But they were coming through. They were trying to come through though.
They were, but it looked weird just to have this purple band and just white figures for me. That's me. I would have rather had some more realistic
tangible
looks,
like something like actually seeing something actually instead.
Because we had the warp portal by the and we saw Spider-Man 2 walk through. So
okay, I got you.
After coming from that,
and you feel cheated.
It feels cheap. Like I'll
tell you why it feels cheap. Because what you want is too expensive. This is that.
Whatever.
Whole bunch of the movie right there.
It's Disney money. It's Sony money.
It is Disney money.
Look, man. We haven't gotten 3 Spider-Man. We ain't giving fucking shadows up there, right?
Which Spider-Man we want to cut?
Yeah, I'm glad they were able to pull them all. I knew they were going to be in there, even though it was not talking about. It's like how are you going to do it? You have to have them in the movie because otherwise, this movie is not going to be as good as you want.
I mean, but even what's funny about it, we all know Disney / Marvel's good for the pump fake, right? So even within the trailers, they had all the villains jumping at Tom Holland, and then the lizard gets knocked out of screen somewhere.
Yeah. You know what? When people started breaking down that trailer, I got mad. I was like, you know what? Y'all need to stop.
I saw it after the fact, and I was like, I mean, it made sense though, but we all know Disney's well known for that shit though. Marvel's good for that shit because just like we did Endgame, they had the Hulk in the Iron Man suit running into battle. He wasn't even in that shit.
I think the thing is, it's funny though, is because it's like I know how it works. Pretty much all they're doing is swapping out. Like, well, in that scene, they just didn't put in the 3D models of their characters. I'm like, it's easy to do, but I don't want to think about it. When you watch the trailer the first time, you're like, oh, that's cool. Then you see that video pop up on YouTube. I'm gonna do the trailer breakdown. Why? Why?
Yeah, right. So you guys this. I was happy with just looking at the trailer, and I was right now.
Yeah. Don't take my joy from me.
Yo, exactly.
Fucking nerds. That's why they put them in lodges. Shit like that.
The biggest one, it wasn't actually Doctor Strange. It was Mephisto, right? Right. That was the biggest one that everybody was going after.
Mephisto. Come again?
It wasn't actually Doctor Strange. Like, did you hear that theory that it wasn't actually Doctor Strange?
Interesting one. Interesting.
That
would be an interesting one though, because if they did, it will coincide with the comic book version. That's very. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, a lot of people about that because they were fighting each other and stuff like that, and how he actually cast that spell. Doctor Strange was actually cast that spell, but I like after watching Marvel's What If, Doctor Strange actually probably would cast that spell. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. But that's like one of the theories I kept hearing.
I think it's a hard thing. Some of the stuff is like because the comic book characters aren't the same as like the MCU characters. I think that's what having a hard time
It's
with
a
people.
different universe. Yeah.
The people were like, "This the way Doctor Strange acts is kind of
on par."
Yeah,
It's
like only times like when was Far From Home, the way Samuel L. Jackson's character was acting, like they like it seems like in the movies they let you know when it's not the real character.
Yeah, yo, and I didn't even think about it until after the end scene. I was like, God damn, that's why he was so off. That's why he was so off. I didn't understand it.
They let you know.
He was a scroll, right? It was a scroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, also, okay, so after watching this movie,
you look lost, Justin.
You know what? I'm trying to remember when was Nick Fury the Scroll?
In Spider-Man in Far From Home.
At the end of the movie.
And in the movie, the end scene shows the end credits scene shows that Fury's been off world ever since what's it called?
And they mentioned that in the other Spider-Man and this new one.
In this Spider-Man, they mentioned it. I was like, how the fuck you know that?
Because the Skrulls are a part of some type of war too. I'm trying to remember. If something happens.
That's a whole other conversation though. For that war and,
I don't know what it is though.
Yeah. That's what this movie also left me thinking. I was like, so y'all just doing a lot right now, because y'all have what? Secret Invasion.
Yes, Secret Invasion.
Because that's going to actually be an actual show on Disney.
Because what's her name? The woman Captain Marvel. I think the Skrulls were in that one. It's been a minute since I watched it. Were they somewhere?
Yeah, that's what the Skrulls. Yeah, Skrulls and the Kree.
Yeah.
But then they're also doing stuff for what's the name of the new Doctor Strange movie again?
Multiverse of Madness.
Doing a multiverse.
Yeah.
Madness,
so they're doing multiverse, and I think they're also doing Secret Wars.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that. Crazy. Secret Wars is going to happen. Yeah.
I'm like, y'all doing all three at once?
A battle planet, and I know they follow all these ones because there's a Secret Wars from the 80s, and there's a Secret Wars from 2015. And
I didn't know that.
Then you got Secret Invasion.
Miles Morales is in it. So I'm wondering which one they'll cover. But the concept to me is goofy, but Marvel's done a great job of making goofy stuff great. Because like I said, having 3 Spider-Mans in one movie, that's goofy, but this was good. I think that a battle planet, because that's the Secret Wars concept, whatever the guy is, Kang the Conqueror, somebody, whoever it is, I forgot.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror's coming around, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna have a battle planet, and it's gonna follow all these stories about these people battling, and we're gonna see other Marvel heroes where different things happen. So I think that is something that'd be better done over a series. I'm not sure how it's gonna play.
I think it's gonna be a bunch of movies, because that's gonna partially deal with what, Quantumania? For Ant-Man. That's where he's gonna make his appearance. That movie's
coming out too, right? Or is that's
Ant-Man Quantumania?
Right. Yeah, that's a part 3. So Ant-Man part 3.
Yeah.
And I like single dad representation. That was me for a long time, and so I like that. I want to like Ant-Man more. I like insects. I was looking and I was like, oh, this is really great, and I was kind of like, well,
I don't like Ant-Man like that.
Don't get me wrong. I think for what it was worth, Paul Rudd does a great job playing as Ant-Man, and I just like the fact they acknowledge that he's the second one and not the first one, along with his wife as well.
Because of the dad, right? Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
I was because it's like they're hitting all their genres, because I can't remember if it was one of my coworkers or if it was one of y'all was telling me that how Ant-Man's a heist movie. This one was like Spider-Man. This Spider-Man movie is more of a movie about regrets and stuff like that, and like redemption. It's like they have so many like different Marvel genres, like, and I'm like, I'm digging it. Now I just gotta go and pay for Disney Plus.
Right.
Which
no.
I'm not looking.
I saw a meme the other day. Where it is about the Hulks. We need to bring all the 3 Hulks together.
She-Hulk is coming. They got
She-Hulk is coming.
Hulkamania, baby. No, but you remember World War Hulk? That would be a crazy, cool concept.
They already did that one, though, didn't they? In Ragnarok?
Technically, yes, but technically no. But technically no, because they didn't actually send him off as saying he was a threat. So technically yes, but technically no.
So I don't think he's gonna be strong anytime soon.
but they need to make a Hulk movie. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. When
I
are
don't
we
want
going
another
to
Hulk
get
movie.
the Hulk? I want to see the Hulk battle people. That would be a great movie. Make the Hulk a villain again. Don't y'all remember in the 90s? The Hulk was kind of, it's good.
And we know. But
I would like to see it. Give him the mullet.
I don't need a Hulk. I
size.
don't need a Hulk movie.
I need a Hulk versus everybody. Remember in World War Hulk, he came down to Earth. He first thing he stopped on the moon. He beat up Black Bolt and his people. I would like to see that, or beat up the Eternals instead.
They ain't bringing them back.
Trying to make
they flop too hard. They not coming back. They flop too hard.
I'm trying to watch it now.
Watch it.
No.
The Eternals.
They
Eternals
really-
come back.
They really messed that up.
The Inhumans are gone.
Inhumans are gone.
Not coming back.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're not bringing humans back, man.
Yeah.
But
Did y'all watch that series? It wasn't terrible. It
I
wasn't
watched
terrible.
Kevin Feige, he was like, I ain't make it, gone. It's like
It wasn't terrible. I liked it. I think they could have done a little bit longer. They had an all-star cast, but still, Hulk needs to come back, do the same thing. I would love to see him fight the X-Men, like the Academy, something like that. I would love to see him fight, whoever, the Avengers somehow. That would be great. I think people want to see that.
I love I just love your reach there, Justin. I love your reach all the way. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it. But that's just that is a lot of lore to put in for the Hulk and everything of that nature. Just for currently right now where they're at.
Yeah,
it's gonna be long down. I feel like it's gonna be long down the road for that. But like I said, it's a good idea. But
the X-Men coming together somewhere.
You know who killed him though, right? Hawkeye.
Oh man.
But that's true though. He does.
He's only on to kill the Hulk.
Well, y'all remember Old Man? It's not Old Man. Yeah, Old Man Logan. I would like to see that as a movie. But I know
we got
Logan
that already.
died.
Yeah. We got Logan.
Yeah,
but
Logan's
Logan,
Old Man Logan.
That second one was good. The Old Man Logan in the movies was interesting, right? But the Old Man Logan in the comics, the Hulks control the planet. They even have incest Hulks. It's crazy, but it's blind Hawkeye and Wolverine fighting through these territories, and the Hulks are bad. I mean, and they run through them. I mean, I'm talking about Hawkeye does kill a bunch of. I would like to see that as some type of alternate. Sony. There's so many different comics.
They might do
Make a DC animated movie and just kill it. Can they do that?
Yeah,
they might do that with Maestro. Let Maestro do his thing.
We out there.
Maestro.
So to wrap it all up, guys, with the reviews and everything of that nature. We got a little off tangent, but it's a good conversation, though, most definitely. Because like I said, we can talk about this all day long. But as far as the reviews go for the for Spider-Man.
I gotta go.
For Spider-Man, what we expect from Marvel going forward and everything of that nature. I think we can all agree that Spider-Man was a very great movie. Even if we didn't give it a full 10 out of 10, we had high remarks about it. I think the lowest was an 8 out of 10, I believe, or 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. So it's a great movie. And just wrap it up for the viewers and everybody that stayed with us and heard us give all this jargon and jibber jabber and critiques to the movie and everything. We thank you for staying with us for it. And this show is actually going to be for our fearless leader, Max, because he couldn't be here today. I know he's going to hate us because we actually did a video on Spider-Man without him, but that was the whole reason why we did it anyway, because we had to make sure that we love him that much, let him know we would do it without him and show support towards him as well.
Dropped from the show. We just got to
So with that being said, guys, I don't want to keep y'all here all night. I thank you all for being here. For the viewers, once again, click like and subscribe. You make sure you follow us on all of our social media. We have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have Twitter as well. Please feel free to follow us on all the social medias also. No, sir. Justin is a part-time host.
James, tell them about the site. Tell them about the site.
Just report it as spam immediately. But no, once again, viewers, we thank you. We
got all the Sister Spider-Man content. Where this is in his web from, where to store that. What sack is it at? We all trying to figure all of that out, man.
Man. So thank you for your support, viewers. We thank you. I'm King. We have Justin, who seems to be step blurred out. Thank God. Reception there. We have James. We have Mr. Thomas. And once again, click like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. We thank you for being with us. Max, the show's for you. We appreciate you. All right, man. Have a good night.
Keep that nose clean, man.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
He gonna move that coat.
Oh, you mean Max? My bad. While he's out there.